full circle. That's the thing. So a leader is a role model. A leader is someone that people say, oh, when I grow up, I want to be like you. But not in a silly step that you see some kind of, I don't know, just came out of somewhere, rapper that came out two months ago, rapping about drugs and whatever, and someone says, I want to be like you. No. Someone who's got their head and their shoulders, their right mind, looks at you and go, I like what you're doing, I like how you're doing, I want to be like that person. You know, big distinction, because not everyone who sees you wants to do what you do or like what you do. Some people are just wired different. Some people look up at the negative people and find them to be an inspiration. It's different. It's a whole different ballgame out there. But yeah, the thing about leadership though is it's a heavy burden.
Heavy lies the crown.
Leaders sacrifice a lot. That's the thing. A boss doesn't sacrifice hours. They sacrifice hours maybe, but leaders sacrifice everything. Lifestyle, everything. A leader is more like he's a mentor, psychologist, psychiatrist, your other daddy, you know, or your other mom. It's just a leader gives everything to you. They give a lot more than you give to them, and they don't do that because you pay them to do it. No, they do that out of love, of wanting to see you grow. This is the whole 1% better thing.
Yeah, it's not a 9 to 5, 40-hour.
Nope.
Because as you're speaking now, I'm thinking of certain people. Like one person that just popped into my head was Lewis Hamilton. I was listening to him speak recently, and he was just talking about how much he gets done and you know how he works with his team and different initiatives he's putting on, and it's basically explaining he's a workaholic, so he's just constantly doing or creating something. No days off.
I don't think Lewis Hamilton will ever get the props he deserves.
No, me neither.
And that's the reality.
Any comment section will tell you that.
Because people like him, do a lot more than the TV will ever show.
Yeah.
They give a lot more than the TV would ever show. They inspire a lot more people than the TV or the media would ever show.
Absolutely.
You know, and the beauty about that is Lewis Hamilton would not be doing that for recognition, for the likes, you know, for copy and paste and share. No, it does that because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because I love to do what I do. That's the beauty of it. And he would not be searching for props.
He does a lot of stuff I didn't realize, you know.
That's my
the stuff he does.
A lot of people I know,
I'm still learning.
they do things behind the scenes that you would never imagine. So a lot of people, they do so many things and they don't talk about it, they don't publicize it. And I get it. And I like it that way. Because if I'm doing something for someone and I'm going out and I'm talking about, oh, I did this for that person, it just basically looks like I'm doing it for the likes. I'm doing it for attention. I'm doing it. You understand? It's that. Now that's wrong. That's a problem. That in itself is a problem.
It's not the spirit of giving or service.
It's not. It's the spirit of attention.
The spirit of attention.
It is.
The spirit of ego.
You know, attention. Hey, look at me. I'm a nice person. Hey, look at me. I did some good yesterday. Hey, look at me. Problems,
This conversation is fire. Okay, so I'm going to change my first question actually. So, do you think leaders are born or made?
Nature or nurture, eh?
Yeah.
That's the forever question, you know.
I was just thinking about it because I was asking you about what qualities make a leader, and I thought actually it kind of fits with that question too. But do you think leaders are born, like some people just have that in them, or do you think they're made?
that's the forever question. Is it nature or is it nurture? I would always say a bit of both. Because there are people who, no matter where you put them on earth, no matter who they are, what they are, they just want to help other people. They just want to see others be better and do better. I know people who actually, because they want others to do better, they've decided to do better. I know people like they're happy with just give me a tent, give me a spoon, give me a plate. I don't need much in life. Minimalists, right? Like minimalists, but then they've realized, hold on, most people I see out there are not doing much, but if I do more, others will see me doing more and inspired to be like me and do more. Like literally, know a lot of people who they don't care about money. That money rich concept, they don't care about that at all. You know, some people I know, they're very greedy. They want to have all this money in their bank account. So imagine someone is making $500,000 a year, but now they want to make 2 mil. They've made 2 mil, now they want 10 mil. They made 10 mil, now they want more and more and more. But then, and they're just greedy with that. That's a boss. That's a boss. But then I know people who make $250,000 a year, and that's good money, but they don't need that money. They just go, no, I'm fine with 10 grand. You know, as long as I can feed myself, my family, everyone is good for the future. You can take this rest of this money to charity. Here you go, boom.
Yeah, I'm not in it for that.
Do you understand? So it's just weird because it's nature and nurture. Because there are people out there that you can train them all your life to be a good leader. You can put them under your program to go, okay, you are born for this, you're going to go do this. You put them in that position, but they're just sad, angry bosses. You know? Yeah, like, I was born for the role, but then you're just a boss to your staff or to your people. And then you have those who were trained for it and they become excellent leaders. And you also have those who were never trained for it, but they become excellent leaders. So it's nature and nurture. There are people out there just from the age of 5, they knew they were born to lead.
Yeah.
You know?
And with some people, everyone else knows it too, because you can see they almost like they're the person they go to ask questions, or they're the people they go to ask advice. Speaking of which, now you've said that, I just remembered how from the age of like 5 or 6, like adults would come and tell me their problems. Like grown people would come and talk to me.
No, they're crazy.
Interesting. I was holding that space from like young.
They're crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of dysfunctional.
It is. You know? That's dysfunctional. Adults.
I'm okay now.
Of course. Adults should not go to. So I said, adults should never go to children.
They really shouldn't.
With adult problems, because
it's emotional abuse, man.
It's emotional abuse. It is. It is. You know, it's so crazy because I see that happen a lot. This is why I say things like, "What is for adults, children should not see. Yes. What is for adults, children should not hear at all." So, example, my parents. I keep saying this, and it's true. My parents, I never in my life saw them argue. Never.
Come on.
Dude, real talk.
Not once.
Not once. Ask my whole family. I never in my life saw my parents argue. As I get older, I respect that even more.
This feels like a therapy session. I'm like, no wonder I'm such a crazy person.
But here's what though. Because I never saw them argue, that was now nature and nurture for me. Which is what I would, you know how you have those people on road arguing, pulling hair, those couples that
in front of the kids and everything.
Yes. So because I never saw my parents argue, just at home anywhere, never argue, I never put up with anybody who was going to do a public embarrassment with me. Say that again. Because I never saw my parents argue, I never put up with anybody who was going to give me public drama. I was like, nope, I'm not having this, boom. And I sat down with my parents and like, I know you guys love each other, obviously, but are you telling me you guys never argued? They laughed my head off. I was like, look at you. We argue all the time.
Just not in front of you.
But not in front of you.
Oh man.
We give you that respect. We argue all the time. If you love somebody and you're not arguing, something is off. We argue all the time. We want to pull each other's hair off all the time, but we would never argue in front of you.
That's so beautiful.
And it's a thing that I've always said. Anyone's like, listen,
Beautiful.
I love you and everything, but I will not. It's just simple. I have my laws, I have my rules, I have my set things.
Mm-hmm.
There are things you will not do with me. There are things you will not do with me or do to me. We are not going to argue in public. I don't care how much I love you. We are not going to argue in public. If you try with me once, boom, I'm out.
Deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah, I'm not entertaining.
We do not argue in public. I don't care what happens. We're not doing that publicly. No stranger is going to know my name or my kid's name or anything like that. No. Or your name. Buzz. We're not doing that. That was what I said. And I also said this. It's like, you will not disrespect me in any way, shape, and or form at all.